The killing of Anwar al-Awlaki raises the question, what's next for al-Qaeda? And for the answer to that and other parts of the story, we turn to CBS News national security analyst Juan Zarate. He joins us from our Washington bureau this morning. And Juan, good morning to you. As we just heard from Russ, the Justice Department authorized this killing of not one, but two Americans abroad. What does our law say about doing that?
Well, the administration has tried to make very clear that this was an act of self-defense, that al-Awlaki was part of not only al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, the al-Qaeda affiliate in Yemen, but he was the external operations chief, that he was ongoing in his plotting against American citizens, not only having done so in the past, but continuing to do so in an imminent way. And so, based on the rules of self-defense, based on the principles that we're at war with al-Qaeda, and the fact that he was a part of the group, self-professed, all of that suggests that it's lawful and appropriate to go after him and to kill him.
Given the fact that we are hearing more and more details of American citizens who are joining this fight, who are becoming members of al-Qaeda, does this make it clearer? Does this set a precedent for what the Justice Department and our government will be doing in the future?
Well, it's a good question, Rebecca, because you run the risk of a slippery slope here, and I think people are asking very appropriate questions about what the limits of the government's power can be in terms of going after Americans who are part of al-Qaeda. And we've seen in the recent past that Americans have formed more and more a part of the al-Qaeda network, not just Anwar al-Awlaki, but others. And so there are important questions to ask about what the process is and what the procedures are to determine who is an imminent danger to the United States.
Speaking of that network, who is waiting in the wings to take al-Awlaki's place?
Well, this is important with al-Awlaki. I don't think he's replaceable immediately. He was the Pied Piper for Western recruits. He was somebody who could speak to Western ears. I don't think he's replaceable in the near term, but one thing to remember, Rebecca, is that he was not the key leader of al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula. There is a growing group and problem in Yemen, and this group remains a danger not just to the United States, but to the countries in that region.
And that group is on the FBI's most wanted list. I also want to get to retaliation and the fear of retaliatory attacks following this drone strike. Is there a deep concern in the government we will see that?
There is, Rebecca. You've seen the FBI now put out a bulletin warning of potential retaliation. Al-Awlaki inspired numerous individuals. He was radicalizing via his online videos and sermons, and so he has a following, so there may be retaliation.
Juan Zarate, we appreciate you joining us as always. Have a great weekend. Now here's Russ.